Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Makeup with Weta. Again, I am back with a new video review. Today I will be talking about the new Morphe palette, the 25L. This one. It's amazingly beautiful. It's just, whoops. It's just gorgeous. Look at those colors. I will not be doing swatches today. If you guys want to see how I created this look and if I really think $20 is worth it, please keep watching till the end and I will let you know what my thoughts are on the 25L Living Color palette by Morphe. I am going to start off today with my Prep and Prime by MAC, the Fix Spray, okay? It smells amazing, guys. One that has been set. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my primer. Actually, my concealer, because that's what I use as a base. I do have primers for my eyelids, but I don't like them, so I'm gonna just go ahead and start off with concealer. As always, you know, I use the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Porcelain for my base, so I'm gonna go ahead and add that color. I'm using this brush from Luxie. It is in the number 219 and it's called Large Shader. I make sure I grab my product with my brush and I start applying it all over my lid. And with my beauty sponge from Juno & Co, I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out. I use this blending method to make sure that all of that concealer that I applied, it goes right ahead and starts getting blended. I'm starting off with the color Life, which is this one right here. Using a blending brush, I make sure I apply this color on the outer edge of my eye, and I do start packing it little by little, just to make sure I do increase the intensity of the color. Moving on to my other eye, I make sure I do the same steps I did on the first eye. Now I'm going in with the color Sunlight. This next color is a very bright eyeshadow color. It is a bright yellow. It also leans more into a mustard color. The intensity of the color is amazing and I love how it came out. Now using a blending brush, I make sure I blend those rough edges from that Life color, which is the red, and that Sunlight color, which is the yellow. I make sure I blend all those rough edges out because we're getting ready to put our next color. Now moving on, I am applying the color Pride. I am applying that closer to my brow bone. Using a flat concealer brush, I went ahead and I cut my crease. And again, I am using the same concealer, the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Porcelain. Once the crease has been cut to the way that I am wanting it, I go ahead and I grab that color Life and I make sure I blend the outer edges out. Now with a different brush, I go ahead and I apply the color Sexuality. Making sure I blend both of those colors together, I go ahead and I move on to the next color, and that color is called Truth. Using a blending brush, I make sure I blend all of those colors out. We are getting ready to apply our last color, and the name of that color is Peace. Using my white eyeliner from Urban Decay, I make sure I draw a line where my cut crease splits or cuts. You know what I mean. And off camera, I went ahead and I added some glitter to that eyeliner. And I apply my G805 lashes from AliExpress. I did go ahead and I finished the other eye off camera, and now we move on to our face, and I am applying the Touch and Soul No Problem primer. Moving on to foundation, I am using my Wet n Wild foundation in the color Cream Beige. And using my Juno & Co sponge, I make sure I blend all of that out. In order for me to get through those areas where my beauty sponge was not able to make it, I do go ahead and I use a brush and I blend. Moving on to bronzer, I am using my all-time favorite Brown Tour from Morphe. And I make sure I make that bronzer so intense so it can look like I have a tan. And of course, we cannot forget to contour our nose and make sure that we leave it nice and skinny. Moving on to concealer, I'm using the same Luxie brush that I used at the beginning to apply concealer on my eyelids, and I make sure I go ahead and I apply concealer on the bridge of my nose, under my eyes, and all the areas that I always put concealer on. If you guys have been watching my videos, you guys know the process. We do move on. We are applying our translucent powder, and of course we are using the powder room from Pretty Vulgar Cosmetics. For my under eye, I do go ahead and I use the color Activism and the color Nature. These are the green eyeshadow colors that are on this palette. On the corner of my eyes, I am using the color Liberation. It is a very shimmery pearl color. I do grab a buffing brush and I make sure I remove all of that excess powder from my translucent powder, and I do get rid of all that excess eyeshadow that was fallout. For blush, I am using the Alamar Cosmetics Trio Blush palette, the one that we received in BoxyCharm. I believe it was 2 or 3 boxes ago. We do move on to mascara. I am applying the mascara La Manzanita that I brought from Mexico. And I love this mascara because it makes my eyelashes blend so well with the falsies, and it's just amazing. I totally recommend this. Moving on, for highlight, I did use a combination of the Pure Cosmetics highlight that I've been using lately, along with one of the Anastasia highlight palettes, the one named Aurora. Moving on to lips, I am using the Kat Von D K-Dub lipstick. And of course, we wanted to go a little bit extra, so we went ahead and we added some glitter to the lippy, and this is how this lipstick came out, and it just looked amazing. My final thoughts on this palette: do I recommend it? Yes, I do recommend it. As always, the Morphe palettes are not a disappointment. I really enjoyed this. I really loved it. I think that this is a palette for people that love colorful looks. This is a palette you must have in your collection, guys. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't give more feedback. I did stop recording before I actually gave my thoughts and feedback on this palette. But if you guys want to keep seeing what else I have in store, make sure you guys keep watching, subscribe to my channel, comment, and give me a thumbs up. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Thank you for watching, and now stay tuned for some bloopers. I don't know what to do.